We're at the year's end for AEW's World's End. We didn't stay up and watch it because who would? It's Christmas time, folks. And it is the 2024 edition of the pay-per-view. And we're going to do a wee live recap, a wee resulter. Because, yeah, there was some big returns. Kenny Omega, as you can see right there, big spoiler there. And also Adam Copeland. Edge, the Rated R superstar Edge came back. So let's dive into it and talk about it. So on the pre-show, which me and him ranted at each other last night for about 10 minutes about Toni Storm. She won by a roll-up. I get it. I mean, I totally understand what they're going for, but for me, I think putting one of your top women, stars, or any star of that matter on the pre-show is a bad look. And I don't care if it's because they've got amnesia and they think they're a jobber and they're just new to the business. As much as that's an interesting story, that doesn't really fly for me. Anyway, she won. Roll up. The last outlaw took on the last outlaw, Jeff Jarrett, took on QT Marshall, and he actually hit him with a stroke and picked up the victory. I like Jeff Jarrett. I mean, he's never one of my favourites, but I appreciate his body of work over the decades he's been in the wrestling business, and it is what it is. I think he's not nearly done near enough in AEW that he should have done. I get it. I did feel for a bunch of years he was holding like TNA hostage, but this is Jeff Jarrett, man. And he won. We had an 8-man tag team match. The Outrunners, Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd and Top Flight took on Leo Rush, Action Andretti, and the Murder Machines, which is Brian Cage and Lance Archer. I had no idea it was those two. So who won the match? Doesn't even. The Murder Machines, Leo Rush and Action Andretti picked up the victory. This AEW thing doesn't exactly explain who won well enough for me. Anyway, we then had the pay-per-view kicking off. Will Osprey against Kyle Fletcher. People marking it. Oh, this is professional wrestling because it was two guys bleeding profusely, especially Osprey, headbutting each other. I mean, the whole gimmick of professional wrestling, right, is to make it look real without it actually being real. But these guys don't know that. It either looks fake or it either looks like they're killing each other. Seeing you're watching a TV show or a movie, right, you don't actually want, Sean Bean to get his head cut off when he's Ned Stark. You don't actually want Walter White to get lung cancer. You don't want Tony Soprano to get shot at the end of the movie. You don't actually want the actors to go through that stuff. So why are people pretending this is good? I don't understand it. Anyway, is what it is. People love this stuff. We don't, but the big man, Will Ospreay, won. We then had the Continental Classic semi-final rematch. Or not a rematch. Okada versus Ricochet. The spot in the match where Ricochet was sitting on the floor, man, and Okada was bouncing off the ropes and he just slapped him. Biatch. That did nothing for me. That was absolute garbage, to say the least. I mean, why is Ricochet just waiting there for the impact? It just makes it look fake. But people love this. I just don't understand it, man. So Okada wins. The Rainmaker, which, by the way, is an absolute awful finisher. Yeah, Ricochet against the big man. Didn't go according to plan for Big Rick. It will be Okada versus Osprey in the final. And, JD from New York. It's funny. It's funny how he praises the matches, but he buries Tony Khan because he's on the Triple H bloody payday. It's so ever since Triple H took helm with WWE, it's actually embarrassing just seeing people pretend that WWE's great. AEW is awful. Make no mistake about it. I'd rather drink bleach than watch this show, but I'd rather do the exact same with most of WWE. So is what it is. Swerve Strickland then came out. They handed toilet paper out to the crowd and they threw it at Ricochet. Brilliant. Clean up your mess, buddy. Anyway. So, yeah, Will Ospreay said, I have to beat my mentor, Okada. Then I'm going to Disney World. We then had AEW Women's Championship Tijuana Street Fight match. Mariah May against Thunder Rosa. Mariah May wins, right? I'm sure there were some decent spots in this match, but as we said in the preview, it's so predictable. You know what I mean? It's so predictable. So, Mariah used the dirt for a graveyard in Tijuana, but her hands are clean. As she leaves Orlando as AEW Women's Champion. Up next, we get MJF against Adam Cole for the Dynamite Diamond ring. Diamond. Who cares anyway? Basically, the Undisputed King and battered MJF 5-on-1. Who's the real face now? MJF does what he does though, and that's winning. Alright, so he always wins. I don't understand, man. The guy sucks these days. Why? I don't even like Adam Cole. Look at his stadium, but why not just give him the win? What does giving MJF the win really do? Nothing. We then got Teska. Oh, aye, that brilliant name. It's Take a Shit, and we all know it. Defeated Powerhouse Hobbs. Brilliant. The closest call yet for Takeshka, even though we knew he couldn't lose. DBS Championship match, the CEO, Mercedes Moné against Chris Statlander. Garbage, again. The best women's wrestler we've seen in AEW for a long time, said Shivani. Cheers, Shivani. You're brilliant, big man. What else happened? She won. Another match is just so predictable. Okada against the aerial assassin, Will Osprey. I'm loving this match, said JR. I'm going to go into a limb and predict JR sounded depressed while he said this, because that seems to be what he does when he commentates on these AEW matches. Who won this match? Kenny Omega returned, brilliant. Okada won. Yo, Okada was getting treated like an absolute jobber recently, and now he's won. And now they're going to pretend, oh, he's going to wrestle with Kenny Omega. Who cares? Oh, but the Dave Meltzer lapping this stuff up, man. It's a bunch of jobbers. Main event time. So yeah, you got this match. Moxley retained, but out comes FTR. Out comes Adam Copeland. Bye bye. You know that brilliant guy. Mox, me look at you and I thought you were a kid. You're all mine. Right at FTR. We're taking you all out. Oh, and then on Wednesday it's going to be Moxley, Yuta, Claudio against FTR and Adam Copeland. So yeah, there you go. Predictable, boring. People think gymnastics is good. Shite is the word I'd use.